The notification buzzed on my phone at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, right as I was buried in quarterly reports at my office downtown. Instagram, your sister Rachel tagged you in a post. I almost ignored it. Rachel and I hadn't spoken in 3 months. Not since the screaming match at Mom's birthday dinner where she'd accused me of being jealous of her success, and I'd finally told her what I thought of her spoiled attitude and obsession with appearances. But curiosity won. I opened the app. Her post was a carousel of perfectly staged photos. Rachel lounging by the pool at her chic high-rise, showing off her designer handbags in a glossy walk-in closet, and clinking champagne glasses on her balcony, with the city glittering behind her. The caption made my stomach knot, finally free from family drama. Sometimes you have to cut toxic people out of your life to find true happiness. No more negativity. No more jealousy. Living my best life surrounded by people who support my dreams. Hashtags littered the new chapter. Toxic-free, glow up. It already had hundreds of likes and dozens of comments. Friends lined up to applaud her bravery. Family can be so toxic when they can't handle your success. This apartment is goals. Some people are just jealous they can't afford the lifestyle. One comment stung more than the rest. Rachel herself replying to someone asking about rent. It's pricey, but I can handle it. Unlike certain people stuck in studio apartments. I set my phone down, trying to focus on the city skyline outside my window. I could see her building from here, the glass view, a luxury tower on the west side. The irony nearly made me laugh. 18 months ago, I had bought that very building through one of my real estate companies. Which meant that Rachel, who proudly declared her independence from toxic family, was paying me $3,800 a month for the privilege of cutting me out of her life. My assistant interrupted with my 3 p.m. meeting, but even as I pitched investors on a new development, her words gnawed at me. Not just because they hurt, but because they revealed something Rachel never seemed to grasp. She worked at a mid-tier marketing firm making 70 grand a year solid money, but not the kind of income that bought Balenciaga handbags and luxury apartments. She was burning through her paycheck and maxing out credit cards to fund an image. And she had no idea the person, keeping her free of toxic drama, was the same one subsidizing her life. After the meeting, I called property management. Pull the file for Unit 1603 at the Glassview, I said. They confirmed Rachel was current on rent, but had been late twice. And yes, she'd just submitted a request for a 2-year lease renewal at her current rate. I remembered her smug caption, the comments trashing me, and her triumphant new chapter. My voice was steady when I said, deny the renewal. Send the standard 60-day non-renewal notice. By Friday morning, my phone rang at 7:23 a.m. Rachel's panicked voice spilled through the line. Olivia, I got an eviction notice. I need your help. I kept my tone calm. That's serious. Did they give a reason? She explained the lease wasn't being renewed, that the landlord wanted her out in 60 days. This is the Glassview. They're owned by Pacific Property Group. They own half the city. They can't just kick me out. I resisted the urge to laugh. Actually, they could. And I knew because I was Pacific Property Group. Her desperation grew. She begged for help with deposits, at least $10,000 to secure a new place. When I suggested she consider a smaller apartment, or even a roommate, she snapped, horrified. I'm not 22 anymore. I have an image to maintain. That was the moment I reminded her of her Instagram post. The one celebrating life without toxic family. Her silence was long. I didn't mean it, she whispered eventually. But I didn't let her off easy. You meant it when you posted it. You meant it when you let friends call me bitter and jealous. And now you want me to save you. Her voice cracked into tears, but I told her flatly, no, you'll have to figure it out. That weekend, my family lit up my phone. Mom begged me to help Rachel. Cousins texted about her situation, but I only sent them screenshots of her post, reminding them exactly how Rachel had framed me to the world. By Monday, she had tried to call my office 4 times. Then she showed up in person. She looked terrible pale, exhausted, with her perfect hair in a messy knot and her designer outfit rumpled and stained. She sat across from me, clutching a folder of apartment listings and legal notices. I've been researching, she said. This company that owns my building, they're massive. Hundreds of millions. If I could just talk to the owner. I almost smiled at the irony. Rachel, it's business. They don't negotiate with tenants on feelings. Her voice trembled. This feels personal. She accused me of punishing her for the Instagram post. I didn't deny it. I'm not bailing you out because you trash me publicly while living a lifestyle you can't afford. That post showed exactly where your priorities are. She broke down then, admitting she was wrong, admitting she'd been angry and reckless. I'm sorry. Please, help me. I studied her for a long time before answering. I'll help you, but only if you change. You'll delete that post and write a public apology. You'll work with a financial advisor and actually learn to budget. And you'll start living within your means. Otherwise, you're on your own. Her face drained of color. A public apology? That's humiliating. I leaned forward. More humiliating than begging the sister you called toxic to pay your rent. She agreed eventually. I called property management later that day and authorized a 6-month lease extension for her at a reduced rent $2, $800, $1,000 below market value. Call it a family discount, I told them. But I ordered them not to tell her who made the decision. Let her think the company was just being generous. That night, Rachel called me in tears. Olivia, you're not going to believe this. They offered me a lease extension at lower rent like a miracle, and they included info about financial counseling. I think I really need it. She hesitated. Did you have anything to do with this? I stared out my window at the city skyline, the towers I owned gleaming under the night sky. I made some calls, I said simply. Family helping family. The next morning, Rachel posted a new message, a plain black and white text image, no filters, no hashtags. I owe my family, especially my sister, an apology. I let anger turn into cruel words and publicly trash someone who has always supported me. I was wrong about family being toxic. The toxic behavior was mine. I'm learning, and I'm sorry. It got 40-something likes, mostly from family, and a handful of supportive comments. The flashy post was gone. 6 months later, Rachel had paid down half her credit card debt, built a modest emergency fund, and picked up extra work doing social media marketing for small local businesses. Real income this time, not just chasing clout. She still didn't know I owned the glass view. But she did know, finally, that family doesn't mean blind loyalty or unconditional bailouts. It means showing up, even when it's hard, even when it means forcing someone you love to face the consequences of their own choices. And sometimes, that lesson is worth more than all the likes in the world.